Today was an interesting day, wasn't it? Let's take a look at the same six stocks that we always take a look at with their Ichimoku, and let's find out what the dominating time frame was today. And I'll tell you what it was. It was 5 minutes, but it really wasn't a good trading day, in my opinion. So the S&P 500, what we said way back here is that we expected price to come down and test the cloud. Why? Because flat tops attract. And what we saw is the Chico span pass through the cloud here, all good stuff, but then start to fall down. Now it's going to go back up and struggle some more. The Chico span is going to keep bumping into, I believe, the bottom of the cloud until this testing of the flat cloud takes place. And remember, this goes out to March the 5th. And I tweeted an article today that said that the next 3 or 4 weeks are going to see some market lows. So let's see what happens. But what was the dominating time frame? It was the 5 minute. And all day long, we just kept trying. We played in the first 15-minute band here, the 9:30 to 9:45. We topped out at the opening price of the day, and then we just retreated, and then we eventually ran into the cloud and just followed the bottom of the cloud. Then we came out at the end of the day and broke through the cloud. So maybe we'll have some better luck tomorrow. Now we're going to go to the next chart, which is Apple. And let's take a look at the Apple on the 1 day. And I'm going to take out the Ichimoku for now, just so that we can see what actually happened today. And we filled this gap. Going back to February the 2nd, we filled this gap today because we started the day by testing the gap up here, which is the December 5th gap, got rejected at it, went back and filled the gap that was created yesterday. So that's one gap that we don't have to worry about anymore. And the day before that, which was on the Monday, we filled this gap so we can get rid of that one. Now the challenge is, are we going to fill this gap next, or are we going to go back down into the 150s and fill this gap? It was the 5 minute. Let's pull up the Ichimoku. It was the 5 minute chart that blocked us at the end of the day. But it was just basically a boring day. And once we lost we pushed through a very, very pencil line thickness of a cloud, which provides no resistance. But when it provided no resistance and the sellers came in, it provided no support. And we just went down. I was telling you earlier today that I'd gotten out of 1/3 of my position of Apple and actually sold some calls on the remaining position. If we look at T, let's skip T because there's nothing exciting happening with AT&T. Let's look at Caterpillar on the 1 day. Caterpillar's a nice dividend stock. I really like it. I like to trade it. I like to trade calls against it. We're playing in this January 25th earnings gap, still trying to recover the loss from the earnings. And we came down today and penetrated the cloud and tested the cloud. See, flat cloud here. We could be there for a while. What was the dominating trading area? It was the 5 minute. When we moved up here today, this was where the price hit its high in the first 5 minutes of the day, came back at 10:35 and hit that high. And when we dropped back and you saw this tempting pencil line cloud here on the 5 minute that price should have pushed through if there were buyers, there weren't any. So down we went and we missed the opportunity to break through right here. So it was like a rock, and we drifted for the rest of the day and ended up somewhere in the 5 minute cloud. The last one is Intel. Nothing happening with Intel, except we did suggest that the buying price was probably around $50.97 on a breakout, and that was because that was the top of the week cloud, and the 1 week cloud is where we wanted to see the break. We're drifting, and we've been drifting in the weekly cloud since September. So that's our buying point when we break the 1 week cloud. But we've got some flat cloud here and some flat cloud there. Wouldn't surprise me if it acts as a magnet and starts to pull down, especially if there's market weakness. WDC, been telling you that this gap right back here of October 26th, not able to break it here, not able to break it in November.